Well, morning everybody and welcome. Very warm welcome. Thank you for coming. For those that don't know me, I'm sure most of you do, my name's Jon Pain. I've been involved in this project since, 2009. I'm the guy that usually takes your donations, your payments, cheques, standing orders, whatever it may be, and shunts it towards the bank, and the result of which is what you see here today. I guess most of you will know that this weekend marks the 50th anniversary since the end of steam on the Southern Railway. And I'm very pleased to present to you a kind of resurrection of one of those Southern Railway locos, albeit it was made in America, as we bring LYN back to life. LYN, the original LYN, a loco that first steamed in the late 1800s, went into Eastleigh Works, Southern Railway's Eastleigh Works, in the late 20s, and was scrapped for the princely sum of £50 in 1935. And for those of you that will have seen the book, you'll all see that picture of the original LYN at Pilton Works with just a couple of wheels and a boiler. Hopefully today we've done the original LYN justice as we bring her back to life. It's taken about £600,000. We've still got a little bit to go, we've still got some finishing work to do. We're probably about 25,000 short of our end target. But I think and hope you'll agree that that's an incredible achievement. An incredible achievement for the Lynton and Barnstaple Railway. I know when we started this project, people would say to me, why don't you do a Manning Wardle? Personally, I don't mind. I don't care whether it's a Manning Wardle or a Baldwin or a coach. It's all part of the jigsaw of the Lynton and Barnstaple Railway. And, you know, tribute to everybody that works as part of that railway, be it in the heritage coaches section, working at Woody Bay, working at the other stations that we've got. This is part of that jigsaw and brings us back an original heritage train to the Lynton and Barnstaple Railway. I can remember back in 1982 having a discussion with Paul Gower. I don't think Paul's here today, is he? I haven't seen him. And Paul said to me, I was visiting the Chapelton Steam Engine Rally, and I met Paul, and he first got me into the Lynton and Barnstaple Railway. And I always remember the words where he said that he'd be 6 foot under and I'd be a middle-aged man by the time we get anything near a heritage train. So this morning when I was having my breakfast, I thought, actually, when is middle age? And I can tell you, it's 45 years onwards. Well, I'm 47 now, so he got that bit right. Unfortunately, Paul isn't 6 foot under, he's still with us. But it just goes to show how long things take. Although, 2009, I know people have spoken about the resurrection of LYN a couple of years before, but we started this project in anger in 2009. Here we are in 2017, and considering we've had to go from a standing start through the full design process into manufacture and commissioning, I think that's a pretty good timescale actually. So we've obviously had some ups and downs. We've had some good points, we've had some lots of good points, but it's been quite a roller coaster of a journey and overall a very enjoyable journey. There's a couple of people I'd like to thank. First of all, I'd like to thank the designers, Ian Gaylor and Mike Nelson, who took some of the original assembly diagrams and turned that into a design that the guys have worked on and built today. I'd like to thank a guy called Jeremy Martin, who started this project when we started in 2009, worked alongside me, and was instrumental in putting together some of the initial specifications and selecting Alan Keefe here as the principal contractor. I'd like to thank Patrick, Phil and his team at Alan Keefe for all the help and support they've given us through the process. I think we've maintained a fairly cordial working relationship throughout the whole project. Rarely had a cross word, and you know, it's worked.
Handing out the drinks.
Well, yeah, handing out the drinks. Where's my drink? I'd like to thank two guys, Richard and Jez. Where are they? There he is somewhere. Where's Richard? Hand up, Richard.
He's hiding behind there.
He's hiding behind, is he?
Yeah.
And Jez. Two guys that we brought in at the latter part of the assembly process. And those two guys have worked really hard in pulling together all the issues that you would expect to get as you bring together a complex animal such as this, from drawings through the component parts that we had made through to final assembly. I think they've done a really fantastic job over the last 2 or 3 months. Some other names that come out, Brian Lloyd, who did a lot of work in terms of the patterns for the locomotive. He's given a lot of free time and has generated some really good patterns. I don't think Brian's not here today, is he?
Yeah, he is.
Is he? Where is he?
Hey, Brian.
Where is he?
Over there. Right.
Oh, there he is. Hi, Brian. Tony Conway. Tony's here. I saw him earlier. There he is. Tony did some of the welding on the locomotive. Nigel Heath. I saw Nigel earlier. Where's Nigel? There's Nigel. Also did some manufacturing componentry work for us. And I'd like to thank Steve Phillips. Where's Steve? I know I've seen Steve. He's here somewhere. There he is. For helping us out with the livery. I know it's not quite exactly to the specification yet. As Pete Best said, it's in her underwear. And but you can see the colour that eventually she will be. And I tell you, she will look fantastic when she's fully painted. Andy Bennett, for all the work he did on the boiler. I saw Andy walk in before I... where is he? He's all right, yeah. Not writing you any more invoices, that's for sure. But thanks, Andy. And there's also a couple of companies, not least Babcock International, who actually have done a lot of work to help and support us. Some of you will know them as Appledore Shipyard. They helped us out with the frames, they helped us out with the water tanks that were made by their apprentices. Yeah, we had some issues, but we corrected those issues. But overall, their support to us was really good. Spirax for donating and supporting us through a lot of the control valves that are on the locomotive, and other companies such as Whitelands and Alltex, and there's a whole plethora of companies that have either given components to us for free or given us some quite healthy discounts on components that we've had made. I'd also like to thank my fellow directors of the 762 Club. We're a fairly small club that was formed, as I say, in 2009. So we've got Martin Swainson. Some of you may know Martin from the Lynton and Barnstaple Railway Trust. Obviously Peter Miles as well. But there's one guy, Peter Best, who I'd like you all to put a round of applause to, because without Peter, in so many different formats, this loco wouldn't be where it is today. Peter joined us in, what year did you join us?
2012.
In 2012. So Jeremy moved on because he was busy with his company that he runs. Peter came in and picked up the mantle of basically the project management, and he has been just a fantastic